Right then, people, time for the 48-hour analysis. We are technically like 49, maybe almost 50 hours, so let's just jump straight into it. We can see that we've now gone over 16,000 sales for the Atomic Garage Door, going along very strongly. Now, as I showed off in the showcase, and it's something I didn't mention on the Thursday rotation, it does glow. It does glow, and it looks very cool in game. I do like it a lot. I'm sure you've seen the Saturday Skin Showcase. If not, go give that a watch. And it looks like the Airlock Door has now surpassed the M249, which is actually a very big surprise to me. So the Rim Door collection is official. It's now correct. I don't know why this is just called Airlock Door and that's called Furnace Rim Door. Oh well, I mean technically an airlock isn't a room, but you get the idea. You get the idea. So that might potentially start bigging up some interest for... If we do see more and more, much like what we've seen with graffiti storages, the original ones that come out tend to be the ones that rise up in price the most, become more invested into. And we did see a spike in price for the Furnace Room Door when we saw the Airlock Door appear, but it doesn't look like it's held. So first of all, let's just establish that before we saw the Airlock Door being accepted, the Furnace Room Door was sitting at around $1.20, $1.30. When it appears on Thursday, it shoots up. Some of them sell for around $3. Now it's just kind of slipped down a fair bit. Now the cheapest price that we see in the market is around $2. When we looked at this on Thursday, there was 22 in the market. So what I'm led to believe is someone did a buyout. People noticed the price increase. People obviously started to unload them. Some of them might have dumped them onto the buy orders, if you will, but it looks like the buy orders haven't really held up. We did see a fair few appear, but it looks like they've now disappeared, so that's very likely the answer. But if we do start seeing more of these two very easily could become more and more valuable as time goes on. How many possible room doors skins could we potentially see? I'm not fully sure. Now, M249, part of the well-known Tempered collection, ever since 2016 with the Tempered AK-47, all the way up to now the M249. But how well have M249 skins behaved fairly recently? So recently we did have the Black Gold M249. That sold at $4.99, so a fairly similar price. Sold at 17,000, which this very likely could reach in the next 5 days. And now it's down by 20%, which is awkward. It's not good, is it? And if we were to look how many on the market... Sorry, I keep hiccuping. How many are on the market? Well, that's a below average amount. Only 53 isn't that much. Currently selling for $4. Not seeing any signs of resistance. No sell walls. It's looking very good. Support is there, but only up to this price. Will it increase in price as time goes on? Again, it all depends if people genuinely actually get the chance to use an M249. So out of most of these skins, there's only 3 that are in the positive. Now Playmaker is only down by 10%. If you were to give that a real quick look, you'd see that there's only... Alright, 78 in the market's a bit more than the likes of the Tempered one. The Black Gold one, for example. So I'm not sure, maybe that's just not popular. You know, it's got a reasonable amount in the market, it's just probably not popular. But these are fairly older. These had lost about half as much sales in comparison to this one, for example. These ones probably just happen to be more favoured, which would lead them to becoming more valuable, and they're probably valuable now just because they're valuable. People pick out the valuable ones. Yep, chat, don't worry, I will answer your questions in a bit. Bretzel, can we save that for later? I've read your question, just acknowledging it, but that's not part of this, so we'll talk about that in a second. But one thing I didn't do was talk about the Atomic Door properly, because when I first discussed Garage Door skins, when I saw that Atomic Door appear, the first thing I mentioned was, in recent times I've noticed the glow-in-the-dark door Garage Door skins have fared better. They hold their price reasonably a whole lot better compared to all the other non-glow-in-the-dark Garage Door skins. And you might notice now, spray cans down 23%, Bombshell's down 22%. Reinforced is doing alright. Toxic Dragon's down 4%. But if we were to compare it to the likes of the many other skins in the past that didn't have glow in the dark, which is actually quite hard to find, damn, did the vast majority of the garage doors glow in the dark? It looks like they do. But anyway, sticking to the point, the main thing you got to do is to keep an eye on how many of them are actually in the market. Then you can make a proper assessment. So for the spray can garage door, do we have at least 100 on the market? Nope, 68. So that's fairly neutered, I guess you could say. It's not tons of cell walls. It's down to $2, but the support only really went up to about $2. I'd know because at one point I did have the highest buy order, and I bought a lot of these now for around $2, or at $1.90 to $2. So the price has started to go down. But in the long term, would that still do good? Very likely, yes. Now, if you're going to see the distance from the current price to the price it's sold for in the Rust store, you're looking at about 15, 20 skins there. So if those disappear in good time, it would easily go back up in price. But that's a third of its current quantity. And then you look at the likes of the Bombshell Garage Door, and oof. Remember what I said during the showcase? If that group of people did not buy out all of the Bombshell Garage Doors to try and make sure they went above $5, would people have avoided wanting to unload all of their stock onto the market? Probably. But he effectively instigated loads of people to think, oh damn, I can instantly sell this and get a quick profit. And more and more and more and more and more of them appeared on the market. And then when there's far too many on the market, people got worried because they realised, well, hang on a minute, the price is going down. Oh no, I'm going to lose money. So more panic sellers appeared. And now we've got almost 400 on the market. This is not good. And this was a skin that looked like, it honestly did not look like it was oversaturated. It looked like it was fairly reasonable, no issues, looked perfectly calm. But that individual, very on in its early in its life, over around here, trying to make sure the price stays above $5, caused many people to notice, many people to sell, and now we have far too many for sale. I don't think we're going to see issues like that for the atomic door, I hope. But then you look at the reinforced garage door, there's a lot less, and that's proven to be its benefit. With a lot less quantity on the market, a lot less potential for cell walls, and now it's becoming more and more valuable because there's just a lot less available, and the only prices that are available are quite fairly high up. So you can see the differences. Atomic garage door, you've sold 16,000 already in 48 hours. Over the course of the next 5 days, I could potentially see that reaching around 25,000. Now, part of the reason why is because when I look at everything else, I can just kind of see that not much else is in people's heads. Like, do I really want that? Do I really want that? Investment-wise, there's not that many things to really go for. The only real things that I was considering when I first saw everything was, I did initially assume, oh, okay, Arctic camouflage net door. Maybe that could be good as well. But what's going to cause the Arctic camouflage? What's going to cause the doors to go up in price? What's going to cause these two to go up in price? These two cause these two to go up in price, but what's going to cause these to go up in price? This, I thought, needed the garage door to appear, because then you've got a whole lot more options for how you're going to cover your base in the camouflage. With the garage door, you don't have to have a sheet metal door as your outer part, your airlock. You could have a garage door. It's an option. That could be higher up as well if you really want it. But again, I cannot figure out what's going to cause these to spike up in price. What new thing in this collection would cause that to happen? Maybe the armour. It could be the armour, but will that be accepted? We have to find out. Personally, I'm not wanting to buy that. I don't want to buy this until I find out what the total amount's likely going to be. All of these are abnormal, so we don't need to rush into buying them. So with that, I'm looking at these and I'm thinking, let's just see how it plays out a bit more, because this airlock door looks like it's potentially going to reach above the amount that the furnace door had. Furnace door had 17,000 almost. This is looking pretty bad. I'm just going to quickly read what you're saying. So, someone's asking about the Bombshell Garage Door. Should I hold on to it or should I sell? Well, at the current price it's selling for now, you're probably just better off holding on to it. And as we reach Christmas time, post-Christmas time, when we see probably the most high, the largest amount of people playing Rust throughout the whole year, because people aren't working, people aren't in school, that usually is half of the reason why skin prices rise up so much during post-Christmas. The other half being Christmas money. So you're better off just keeping a hold of it now. I don't imagine it's going to get much worse than the $2 region. So just hold on to it. When we get to the end of the year, it will very likely peak higher. I'm not sure how much in amount, but it depends. Like, if you bought tons of them, you really do need to consider maybe it's just better to just hold on to them for a while. So with that, and talking about that, now we talk about the Cold Hunter double barrel shotgun. See, I have put out a video fairly recently discussing, right, Cold Hunter collection. What should we do? When should we buy? Now, you don't have to buy, it's just, I'm explaining my past experience with it. I'm explaining, right guys, I've seen in the past that usually it's just after October, early November, that's usually the best time to jump in and start buying out your winter, your cold, and your Christmas themed skins. Why? Usually we do see a bit of a dip in prices as we enter the fall season, but it kind of stagnates from going down there, and then we start to see the trends going up and up and up and up, and it's very noticeable with the Cold Hunter collection. So, what am I saying? Should you go ahead and buy the double barrel shotgun? With the amount of sales so far, it's not looking like a bad option, but in the short term, will tons of them be thrown on the market? It's still like, we're nowhere near Christmas yet. We're nowhere near December. We've definitely got to go through October. So for a good 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if it does go below its Rust Door price. But then it will probably slowly, gradually rise up in price. Now, if the slug buff does transfer over from pump skins to double barrel shotgun skins, that's definitely going to flourish very nicely. But I'm not seeing that right now. You know, people do have to want to prefer using the double barrel shotgun over the likes of the pump shotgun to really get the best out of the slugs. It does not seem to have transferred over. So always reference recent skin sales, compare it to the recent one that you're currently looking at, and then make a decision. Is this likely going to go up in price in the short term? Doesn't look like it, but with the knowledge of the Cold Hunter collection that I've learned in the past, will it become a nice long-term investment? Sounds like a very good possibility. So let's just keep that in mind. Again, abnormal. I'm not going to rush to buy it. I can do a strong buy order, see how it looks on Thursday, then make a decision whether to buy it. And now we have the reinforced large box. This is the first, I repeat, the first marketable large wood box skin ever since the beginning and end of graffiti storages. So if we just quickly go all the way up to there. Don't worry, it's just taking a while to load in. Yep, there we are. So graffiti storages are going down in price. I'm not surprised electrical's gone down that much. It was expected. And lo and behold, the original ones that came out are doing a whole lot better compared to the later ones. We expected that. I did point it out. So the last regular large wooden box skin to have come out was in the middle of May. The smouldering large wood box. It does glow in the dark as well. And then it's Easter, and then it's scientific. So it looks like we're only getting a random, potentially few individual large box skins. We'll probably get a Halloween box, and then we'll probably see a new large box collection appear again. That seems to be the routine. So will this get a bit of love due to its independence? Well, I'm seeing the reinforced garage door going up in price. Will that go up in price with it? will the reinforced collection as a whole start becoming a positive if one of the skins goes up in price? For deployables, I'm not 100% sure if that's going to work out well. I really did hope to see... Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's the sheet. I thought it was double doors. Oops. I got them mixed up with something else. It's glow-in-the-dark. It's helpful. It's unique. It's... With the amount that it's sold, it could be a pretty good long-term investment. It could. But if we've seen with the likes of the Garage Door not selling too... Well, it did sell 16,000, and now there's hardly any on the market. With a sheer lack of quantity on the market, we do see prices go up. So, let's see how it plays out. I'm not super confident with it. That's what my worry is. And now we'll move over to Crossbow and MP5. So, yep, Samota, congratulations, buddy. Glister Collection has done very nicely fairly recently. Mainly these two because of the boosting that's been going on. Everything else has kind of suffered a lot. So we never did get our Glister Tier 3, and that is quite depressing. But it's up to Samota if he wants to go back to it and do a version 2 for his Tier 3. But I do know Samota is really involved with CSGO skins at the moment. That seems to be his priority. Remember what I said with the likes of Divadan, who's focusing on TF2 at the moment? Samota is that with CSGO. So with the recent crossbow skins, let's just go take a real quick look. I do believe the only recent crossbow skin to be positive is Comics. I did see this fairly recently. Yep, it's ever so slightly above its Rustore price. Pixel's actually doing alright. But that didn't sell that many. Only just under 6,000. At the current rate, this is probably going to surpass this still. But yeah, sheer lack of quantity can be a benefit, can be a positive. With the likes of the crossbow from hell, which glows in the dark, that's suffering. You know, that's gone down by $1. But if we were to do cheapest crossbows, so remember this, the cheapest crossbow on the market at the moment is holiday themed. So let's just kind of push that aside. The cheapest non-holiday skin is around $1.24. So you could still offer a $1 buy order and it would probably still be alright. You know, you buy them for $1. At worst, you have to sell it for $1.15, $1.20 or so. You know, it's good. It's not a problem. They are likely going to get cheaper as we enter the full season. But afterwards, will they all potentially go up in price? I'm sure they will. But as an investment, I'm not keen on it. So that's probably not going to even reach 10,000 sales. And now we look over to the Retro Blast MP5. So how's the Retro Blast collection doing? Thompson's holding on. It went down a bit in price, went up a bit in price, went down a bit in price, went up a bit in price. At the current rate, I don't think this is going to reach 10,000. If these two sold at around 11,500, 12,000 almost, this is probably going to be selling just a bit less. Now, I want to just quickly see how many Thompsons on the market. Only 31? I own more. I own 50 plus. I own about 60, to be honest. I bought some on buy order. Now, the support did get weakened because, well, I removed my buy order. But it is doing quite alright. But can we potentially say the same things in regards to the MP5? Take a look at the most recent MP5 skins, and we can see that issue from the recent recall update. Well, fairly recent. It's about 4 months ago now. Yeah, MP5's no longer in favour. And with that, I am doubtful. Now, what is the cheapest MP5? Because, again, you can still offer a reasonable price and potentially still sell them for a profit. Okay, so that's selling for $1.15. But remember, the golden rule, if a weapon, so a red grade item such as a tool or a weapon skin, if it's currently selling on the market for less than $1, you are allowed to turn it into metal. So weapon skins, they always have that bumper of it's usually going to be around just above $1. So the safest option for weapon skins in general is you could always offer around $1 and you'd still be safe. And that's why the Vortex MP5 is selling for $1.15, because if you sell it for $1, you have to list it for $1.15. Makes sense? So don't be surprised if you see a lot of weapon skins usually selling for around that price, because people after tax want to get at least $1. And if it starts going less and less, then it could end up being a point where people just buy them purely based on the fact that they can turn it into metal and then sell the metal potentially to get a profit. Just a little thing to learn. So that is the current week. I'm interested in this, but I want to see how many it sells. I'm interested in this, but I want to see how many it sells. I'm worried about this because I don't think anything can pump that up. I'm unsure about this because I don't think M249 is super easy to approach. I am interested in this, but I want to see how many sell. I know it's going to have great potential as we hit December, but from then on, what happens then? Sorry, I didn't mean to hiccup. I'm unsure about this. Let's see how many sell, but I'm doubtful. I'm doubtful for the crossbow, and I really don't think I honestly, both of these, I just don't think so. I just don't think so with these two. This is a hard maybe. It very likely will go below its rust door price for a while, and then it'll just like goes up because December draws closer. So with the camouflage skins, I just wanted to quickly take a real quick look at the Forest Raiders collection because I just wanted to give you a quick insight to see how much each of these sold. So we just talked about camouflage collection skins. We have 3 potential new camouflage collections appearing that are currently in the workshop that we just showed off in the Saturday Skin Showcase. Do give that a watch. And just to show you how things behaved last time, the Tier 3 sold above 30,000 just. The clothing sold just over 30,000 as well. And the Tier 2, this sold just under 30,000. These two definitely sold under 30,000. Just over 22,000 here and just over 23,000 here. The whole collection is perfectly in the positive, with the most expensive piece, of course, being the kilt. The lowest, it's the lowest quantity core piece, with the clothing and the Tier 3. So, yeah, that doesn't surprise me, it becoming the most valuable piece as well. Was there anything else I wanted to point out? We could take a real quick look and see the skins from the previous week. Yeah, so Camouflage is starting to go down in price. Blackout SAR is holding on. Again, you can't really look at the market and see the quantities and say, oh, is that the right amount? No, you've got to wait maybe another week. Wait until at least this Thursday coming up. Then look at it, and then you've probably got a better picture, because everybody who is able to sell theirs after 7 days probably would have. 52 in the market so far, comfortably in the positive. Buy orders, definitely giving it a ton of support. No signs of resistance, no sell walls, looking very good. Then you got the likes of this. It's got the support, but it doesn't have the support to keep the price up. The support only goes up to 76 cents, and it is creeping down. I did see some people kind of buying them out earlier, keeping the price up just above $1, about $1.40 at one point, but it's not holding. Black gold boots are doing very nice. Look at that. Look at that. But again, you've got to wait and see. Everybody who is able to sell them, we need to see that point and then we can judge it. But they're doing very nice at the moment. Buy order support is there. Looking very strong, looking very good. Azul boots are doing just as good as well. Currently sitting at around $1.10. Let's just quickly take a real quick look. Yep. 14 on the market. Again, you can't really follow that quantity, but the main thing I wanted to show off was the pixel clothing, and then we'll call that a wrap up. They are going below their rust door price already. The support's only going up to about $1.60. Will that buy order stay? Let's wait and see. And then over here, same thing, 88 over here. There is a lot of support for it, but I did warn you, Diva Dan's most likely not going to be making any more rust skins until he's finished up with TF2. And that's not going to be finished until maybe another week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So, will people be patient enough to hold on to them, or will they start dumping? And we've seen before, they do like to dump. Chat, that's everything. Do you have any other questions that you might want to ask? Cool stuff. How you doing, buddy? Thinking about going after MP5s? I wouldn't do that. MP5s aren't high up in gun demand. Their demand for the skins isn't there. The prices are going down. It's not looking good. I would avoid that. So, that's my opinion. That's based on my experience. Gentlemen, that is the 48-hour analysis. Let's see how things play out. Remember, this, and this. These 6 skins are abnormal. We can do buy orders on them. And these 2 are regular. We can't do buy orders on them until the Rust Door rotation happens. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Enjoy yourself. Have a lovely week. And I'll see you for the next Rust Door rotation.